Well, as widely expected, the Bank of Canada paused on another rise of its benchmark rate yesterday. A quick sigh of relief, though, especially for people who are dealing with uncertainty. And this reiterates the fact that speaking to a mortgage broker, if you're in the real estate game, should be a top priority. So joining us live this morning now to talk more about this is Lauren Vandenberg, President and CEO of Mortgage Professionals of Canada. Lauren, good morning. Good to chat with you about this. I want to get your quick reaction to the bank's decision to follow along with what it said and sort of push pause on the rate hikes. How significant and important was that to the mortgage market?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So this is really the number one question that our members are getting right now, especially in light of the Bank of Canada's most recent announcement, holding that target for the overnight rate at 4.5. And I think if you're sitting at home, if you're watching this, you're thinking about refinancing, or maybe you're a first-time home buyer wondering what product is right for you, the answer is to speak with a mortgage broker. The uncertainty that we continue to see in the housing market, especially in the GTA, really underscores the value of working with a mortgage broker. And that's because buying a home is often the most important financial decision you're going to make in your lifetime. And it's why your mortgage should be tailor-fit to meet you where you are and where you're going to be. Because it's not just about rates. It's not just about inflation. It's about affordability and ability to pay.
Right, I get that. And Lauren, you know, part of the situation we're dealing with is kind of the volatility of the rates as well, right? I mean, we were speaking with getting some quick reaction yesterday after the announcement came out saying, you know, just a few weeks ago, the sort of 3 to 5 year fixed rates were looking pretty good, but they've gone up recently. So if you're dealing with a mortgage broker, mortgage professional, they're kind of scouting that out already if you're already on board, aren't they?
They are, absolutely. And I think the most important thing I can leave you with, if there's one piece of advice, it's going to be to talk to a mortgage broker, because we have that power of choice. We have the ability to provide more options for you. Now, on average, broker customers receive a significantly greater number of mortgage quotes than do bank customers. And this not only increases home buyers' choices, but also represents a greater selection of options that take into account your personal or family budget, that affordability piece, that ability to pay piece, so that you can feel secure and confident in, again, what is for many of us the largest financial purchase we're ever going to make.
Yeah, and Lauren, it's interesting, right? A lot of people think, okay, well, I bank with, you know, X financial institutions, so when it comes to getting a mortgage, I'm just going to go there because that's where maybe, obviously, my checking account is, but maybe I have some investments there as well. Does that make any difference in terms of what the bank can offer you, or is it wiser to switch and say, okay, a mortgage broker, mortgage professional can sort of shop me around a bit more and perhaps I'll get a better rate?
So I think what's important to remember here is, first of all, speaking with a mortgage broker is free for consumers, for home buyers. It's win-win-win, because a mortgage broker brings that expertise, that local market insight, and the power of choice. And bringing that to the table provides you with options. So our members do have access to the traditional banks, as well as smaller banks, mortgage finance companies, credit unions, alt lenders. And it's that power of choice that allows us to meet Canadians where their budget is and where it's going to be.
Okay, it's interesting. There's also, you know, you did a bit of a consumer survey here in your report here, and some interesting numbers here in terms of, especially when it comes to 25% of people have the variable rate mortgages. Those are the ones that have really been hammered over this, you know, last cycle of 8 interest rate raises in the meantime. Is that still something that is a wise decision for people to make? I suppose it's a client-by-client thing, but the idea of going on that variable versus fixing in and knowing what your cash flow is going to be?
So I think this is one of the most really interesting results that came out of our year-end survey, where you heard from Canadians directly across the country on their sentiments and intentions on home buying at the end of last year. And the message was clear. They still want to own a home, but they're worried about affordability. And this really matches up where the market and where the economy are from those inflationary interest rate pressures that we're talking about. And I think this is where it gets interesting, because it comes back down to demand for home ownership, and that's remaining strong. Just under 80% of the Canadians who responded still see real estate as a good long-term investment. And again, the mortgage broker is going to be the one best situated to have those discussions with you about what works for you and your budget, bringing those local market insights to the discussion to set you up for success in that home of your dreams. Okay,
Lauren Vandenberg, President and CEO of Mortgage Professionals of Canada. Good to talk to you this morning. Thanks for the time.
Thanks for having me.